the School of Journalism and Mass Communication at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, this is Carolina Week.
Good evening, I'm Brad Broders.
And I'm Michael Handy. Thanks for joining us for the April 21st edition of Carolina Week.
Tonight we'll look at a photo exhibit at the Student Union and what seniors are doing to prepare for the real world.
But first, as severe acute respiratory syndrome continues to spread across Asia, officials at Carolina's Study Abroad program are taking notice. Several student trips to Asia are planned for this summer, and the director of Study Abroad says the fate of these trips depends on one main factor.
Our primary concern always in these situations is the safety and security of our students. That is our paramount consideration, from which all else follows.
So far, SARS is responsible for more than 180 deaths worldwide, and according to the World Health Organization, there are currently more than 3,500 suspected cases. Symptoms of the virus include fever higher than 100.4 degrees Fahrenheit and aches and respiratory problems. Study Abroad officials plan to make a decision regarding the summer programs by the end of next week.
A picture's worth 1,000 words, and the images speak for themselves at the 37th Frame Best of Carolina Photojournalism 2002-2003. The exhibition, which features prints and a slideshow, is staged in the lobby of the Carolina Union. It's free and open to the public. The exhibition showcases the work of students as they showcase the lives of North Carolinians. Many of the photos on display have already won regional and national awards. The exposition will run through May 20th.
With the school year coming to a close, Orange County Recycling is making sure students know where to drop off goods when moving out for the summer. Here on campus, strong recycling efforts are moving into the dorms. At selected North and South Campus dorms, the Office of Recycling is placing bins for goods ranging from batteries to unwanted food and clothing items. The organization also advises off-campus apartments and duplexes to utilize bins as students clear out goods for the summer. Here are a couple of recycling do's and don'ts. First, do recycle class notes and any other clean, dry paper. Second, put outdated phone books in newspaper bins. Third, don't recycle any corrugated cardboard other than pizza boxes. Doing so might draw your apartment complex or you a fine. Also, don't take your orange or blue recycling bin. Leave it for those staying in Chapel Hill this summer. There are recycling centers at University Mall, Carborough Plaza, Meadowmont, Hillsborough Walmart, and the Orange County Animal Center.
The last week of class has begun, and if exams and final papers aren't enough to worry about, some seniors are still looking for jobs. Carolina Week reporter and senior Jade Bijou has some advice for some of her fellow graduates, many of whom don't have a clue about what they'll be doing after commencement.
Graduation is less than a month away, and many UNC seniors aren't sure what they're going to do after they finish their final papers and exams.
I really have no plans. It's really scary. People keep saying next year, and I'm like, well, it's in 2 weeks.
Journalism Director of Career Services Jay Eubank says it's not uncommon for seniors to have no plans post-graduation.
I found over the last 2 years, with the economy being as difficult as it is, a lot of students may have put off their job search even after graduation, and so I hear from students from 6 months after graduation, 9 months after graduation.
Seniors who have begun looking for jobs say the search can get frustrating.
I feel like I spend countless hours sending out resumes, doing everything that I can, and you just get countless replies that they don't need people or they don't need you, and it's really discouraging.
But Eubank tells seniors not to be dismayed.
There are jobs out there. I mean, it may not be in the most optimal place or the optimal company, but it will give you some valuable experience.
Some seniors do have plans past May 18th.
Hopefully, I'll be in law school next year.
After graduation, I'm going to grad school at the University of Georgia.
However, Eubank says it's sometimes not a great idea to head straight to graduate school.
My advice almost uniformly is to avoid graduate school right after graduation. You're better off gaining some outside work experience that's going to frame what you want to do in graduate school.
Eubank's best advice is for seniors to figure out who they know.
I want them to really think hard about networking. Go ask their parents who you know that I can maybe sit down and just get advice from.
Senior Matthew McMurray does have a job for after graduation. He found it through a professor.
Well, one of my professors kind of hooked me up with it. I was in the market for a job and I emailed her, and she emailed this other person who was looking for a lab tech and gave me the job. So it kind of fell into my hands.
And the biggest fear for graduates without jobs?
I don't want to move back home, but it looks like May 19th, I'm going to be in Charlotte, North Carolina at my parents' house.
In Chapel Hill, I'm Jade Biggio, Carolina Week.
Well, just for the record, Michael, I don't have a job yet.
Yeah, me either, but I promise I'm working hard, Dad. The Dean of Carolina's College of Arts and Sciences does have a new job. Risa Palm has been part of Carolina since 1997, but she recently took a job at Louisiana State University as Provost and Executive Vice Chancellor. At Carolina, she helped create first-year seminars and improve the honors program, but she also made changes to the undergraduate advising system. Her first day at LSU is July 1st.
Now that spring is here, some students are trying to get other students in shape. Students in exercise physiology were in the pit Monday, making sure students are aware of the benefits of exercise. Students in the class had instruments on hand, so students could test their muscles to find out if they're really fit. They also got to taste a high-protein sports drink. Experts say even a little bit of exercise can benefit your health.
And that does it for news. Thanks for joining us for the final edition of the Monday Show until classes start again in the fall.
It's been a pleasure for our inaugural season here in Carolina Week Monday. Sports Spotlight is coming up after the break. Good night.
Good night.
Can you afford to own a home in Orange County? If you thought you couldn't afford to own a home in Orange County, now you can. Contact the Orange Community Housing and Land Trust for more information.
What is a hero? Are heroes born, or are they made? In after-school programs, your kids will uncover hidden strengths, discover they have the power to change their future, and find the hero inside themselves. Let us know you on after-school programs in your area. Call 1-800-USA-LEARN. After-school programs, helping kids find the hero within.
Hello and welcome to Sports Spotlight. I'm Aaron Messmer. The baseball team faced rival Duke in a 3-game series, and the track teams try to run past the competition at the ACC tournament. But we'll start with tennis. Carolina faces, the women's tennis team played in the 2003 ACC tournament during the weekend. The Heels were the defending champions, but were seeded third in this year's tournament after losing to Clemson in their final regular season match. Carolina faces 6th seed Florida State in the quarterfinals Friday. All 3 doubles matches are tough, but Carolina wins at number 1 and number 3 to give the Heels the doubles point. In singles, Carolina's Aniela Moshes doesn't lose a game to FSU's Christina Denny to give the Heels their first singles point. Kendall Klein and Lee Barros win their matches to give Carolina the 4 points they need for the victory, so the other matches are stopped. Carolina wins 4-0. Next up for the Heels, a rematch with second-seeded Clemson. Before the match, senior Marlene Mejia and head coach Jen Callan are honored for being named to the ACC's 50th anniversary women's tennis team. Director of Athletics Dick Bedore is in attendance to watch the action. Carolina takes the doubles point with victories at number 1 and 3 again. Junior Lee Barros makes quick work of Clemson's Lawrence Jayette 6-3, 6-1. Sophomore Kendall Klein also wins easily 6-4, 6-1. Moshes loses the first set but comes back to win the next 2 to clinch the match for the Heels. The winner is Carolina rematch with Duke in the final Sunday. A pretty good crowd comes out to watch the Heels take on the Blue Devils. Barros and Mejia win their doubles match for the first time in the tournament. Seniors Kate Pinchbeck and Kendall Klein also won their match to give the Heels their doubles point for the 3rd straight day. Coach Callan tries to cheer on her team to victory, but Carolina loses 4 singles matches to give Duke its 15th ACC title in 16 years. The men's tennis team played in the ACC tournament as well during this weekend, but was seeded 7th after a disappointing 3-5 mark in the conference. The Heels swept NC State 4-0 in the opening round Thursday. The win gave them a quarterfinal match against second-seeded Clemson on Friday. After winning the doubles point, Carolina struggles in singles as the Heels drop the first set in every match. Senior Tristan Mignon keeps it close in the second set, there he is, but loses 6-4 to lose the match. Junior Andy Metzler wins his second set, but can't get past Clemson's Jermaine Jenkins in the third, as Jenkins takes the set and clinches the match for the Tigers 4-1. The Heels are 11-11 on the season, and now must wait to see if they'll earn a bid to this year's NCAA tournament. Just 2 weeks ago, the Carolina baseball team stood at 4-5 in the ACC after dropping 2 of 3 at home to Georgia Tech. But what a difference a fortnight makes. After a sweep at Maryland, Carolina tries to make it 6 straight conference wins, hosting Duke in the 3-game set. Tar Heels take Game 1 Saturday 5-3 and go up 7-4 in the nightcap as Wes Moyer comes in on Greg Mangum's single in the third. Then in the fourth, Mike Daniel hits one to the gap in the left. Sammy Hewitt scores to make it 9-4. Duke tries to fight back. Brian Patrick off Adam Kalkoff. Gone. The lead is cut to 4, but Carolina keeps rolling. Moyer's 6th inning double scores Chris Iannetta. Final score, 11-5 Heels. Carolina put up another 11-5 win Sunday to complete the sweep. The Heels' next ACC foe will be second-place NC State Friday through Sunday. Carolina's Jeremy Cleveland is swinging a hot bat with a .442 average and 14 home runs. He's looking forward to taking on the Wolfpack.
We're playing for third place here, and I mean, this is going to be a big-time series. Their pitching's been unbelievable all year long so far, and so is ours. So, I mean, it's going to be a pitching defense and hopefully a few bombs.
The ACC Outdoor Track Championships took place this weekend, and in the immortal words of Yogi Berra, it was deja vu all over again. Just as it did in February's Indoor Championships, the women's team cruised to the victory. The Heels were led by the incomparable Shalane Flanagan and Laura Garrity, who won 2 events apiece. On the men's side, a victory by Adam Shunk in the high jump helped the Heels to a third-place finish. The situation with the men's basketball coaching staff could be clearer since Bill Self decided to take the Kansas job during the weekend. Roy Williams said his entire staff would come with him if none of them got the Kansas job, so Joy Holiday, Steve Robinson, Ben Miller, Gerard Haas, and C.B. McGrath could all be joining Williams at Carolina soon. As for Phil Ford, well, that remains to be seen. Roy Williams did say that he will continue to use Phil Ford to help out during the basketball season. The softball team competed in the Georgia tournament during the weekend. The Heels played well, going undefeated into the championship game, including an upset of the 9th-ranked Georgia Bulldogs to 1 on Saturday. Carolina and Georgia face each other again in the championship game Sunday. Freshman Crystal Cox pitches a shutout until the last inning when Georgia scores 1 run to win the game and the tournament. 2 players from that final game are racing toward the NCAA record for steals in a career. The record is 196 steals. After the tournament, Carolina senior Tiffany Tollison stands at 187 with 4 more regular season games to play and then postseason as well. Georgia junior Nicole Barber is 1 behind Tollison at 186. And the Bulldogs have 8 more regular season games plus postseason to play. If Tollison edges Barber for the record, the Georgia player is almost certain to break it next season. Well, thanks for watching Sports Spotlight. Tune in to Carolina Week later this week for a look back at the year in sports. Good night.